This Perp back with another video, and this past weekend I was able to check out this brand new limited series on Netflix called The Frog, and man, this was a wild ride. This is about 8 episodes long. Each is like almost about an hour, just around that runtime. But man, what a fucking story. I'm gonna break it down, you know what I'm saying? I'm definitely gonna talk some spoilers, but if you want to check this out for yourself, I would highly recommend going to check it out and then coming back to this video. So essentially with this story, you have two different timelines going on and just two groups of people, and eventually their storylines pretty much collide, where this is the main storyline here with Young Ha to the left, and in the middle we have this mysterious woman that shows up to his rental with this kid named Shion. And what ends up happening is there's something off about this girl that Young Ha has this suspicion that she might have deleted this young boy. And it's not until like a year later where she kind of like disappears and reappears, comes back, and just makes this guy's life a living hell. And you really see how unhinged her character is, and how it pretty much ties into the secondary storyline that we follow with this other family that runs this motel that takes place in the past, because this serial killer in the middle ended up murdering somebody in their hotel, which made for very bad press, and it turned their lives upside down. And we see how it took effect on Song Joon's character that's on the right, and what it's done to his relationship with his wife, and not only his wife, his kid Jinho, which we'll talk about that as well, and how just their lives kind of spiraled. It led to these two breaking up and not really seeing eye to eye, which also led to their son starting to get into some very dangerous activities, being bullied at school, which led him to do some dangerous games where they were like drinking and taking sleeping pills. This all led to the mom unfortunately taking her life, and this had a significant effect on both Sung Joon and his son Jinho's life going forward. Another character we also follow in this story is the captain. We're just gonna call her Captain It because that's literally her nickname. She, is affected by not only our main storyline, but the storyline in the past with the family, and how she kind of plays into all of this is very fascinating. And she is a very key character to all of this. But as the story progresses, you just see both storylines starting to get worse, and you start to see the effects of whether it be the killer and the whole motel situation with the family with Sung Joon and whatnot, how that has taken a toll on them, versus what's going on with Young Ha and this mysterious woman that obviously her name gets mentioned in this. It gets revealed to be Sungya, and how unhinged she is. And it makes you feel like, oh, he kind of likes this, or he tries to beat her at her own game, where she's trying to get him away from this property. She wants this rental place for herself to do what she wants, and she starts to kind of mingle with one of the officers, and the officer ends up dead. And she is a really really dope villain throughout this whole entire series, because it's just like each episode that goes by that you see her, she just gets more and more unhinged. But once these storylines start to kind of cross over, where we see a more adult version of Jinho's character and what he wants to do. He wants closure because the killer is still out there. Not really out there, but he's still alive, and this guy has caused a lot of trauma to his family, so he's looking for closure. There's even a point in this series where his character crosses paths with Young-ha, and Young-ha has to pretty much save his life because he was about to take his life after, getting revenge and whatnot, but he still didn't feel satisfied. He still felt like his family was broken. A lot of really dope, touching moments in this that will really tug at your heartstrings. So going back to our main characters and whatnot, with this mysterious woman, it's crazy how far she's willing to go to just kind of mess with Young-ha, and to the point where she even attacks the ones that he loves, like his best friend, even his daughter, which, man, her and the mystery woman and her daughter have this epic squaring off. That was a really dope scene, you know what I'm saying? And just how all these events start to kind of like collide with one another, and you start to see that this mysterious woman has made a lot of enemies, not only with Young-ha, but also Xi'an's father that comes into play, and it just leads to this kind of epic standoff with not only Young-ha, Xi'an's father, and Officer It. You know what I'm saying? You're trying to just figure out what is her fate going to be. Is she going to be able to get away with this? But, everything starts to overwhelm her, and her luck starts to run out, and even her own father is kind of over her own actions and whatnot, and her going on this whole entire like murder spree and stuff like that, and just acting like a spoiled brat. But man, she did a fantastic job. This whole cast is really dope. This whole story is very unique, how it just starts off to where it ends. It's just very very dope. I really enjoyed the second half, because the first half is just kind of explaining these characters and their situations, and then it pretty much flips once we get to like episode 5 to the finale, and I enjoyed it. There are some really hard to watch kind of scenes because it's very sad at moments. It's very beautiful to look at as well. I would recommend checking this out if you haven't, but if you do get around to checking this series out, let me know what your thoughts of it are. This is just my brief take on this series. Definitely go check it out. Till next time, I will see y'all in the next one. Peace.